Hey again, how y'all doing? So today I thought I'd show you a little bit about survival. See, when you live alone, you're a single father, living alone with your kid, and your brother don't care enough about you to bring you food every day. You gotta learn how to cook. And, well, my family taught me a little bit about cooking, being that half of them was French influence, and I've learned a little bit more. What I have done is learn a lot of shortcuts and easy ways to do it. Now, no, it doesn't. You got to realize it's not going to taste like gourmet, because that's what happens when you start taking shortcuts. But you can still put a lot of butter in it, and you can still make it taste like it was made by a Frenchman. And that's normally pretty good anyway. So, little bachelor cuisine for you today. We're going to make, well, what my mom used to call hash. But I call it hamburger hash because there's all different kinds of hash. It's not a hard thing to make. Even if you make it the hard way, it's not a hard way to make. But when you're like me and you had a long day at work, and you're tired, you got a lot of things to do at home, and your kid's hungry, that makes you realize that you're hungry too, and you ain't got time and you're tired. What you do is you make some ground beef hash. When you make this hash the easy way, there's several different ways to do your potatoes. That's what makes it easy, not cleaning and skinning and peeling and dicing the potatoes and then making, getting them ready. You got to make sure they're soft and everything. Bullshit. You don't have to do all that. Right here is some Ore-Ida potatoes O'Brien with onions and peppers. That'll work. Another thing that I like, sometimes even better, are these little hash brown things. They're in circles. I don't know what brand, kind of like a store brand or something. Signature Pick 5. Some stores you'll see has that. Those are actually probably one of the best things in the Pick 5 category. Since we do like those a lot, I don't like the potatoes O'Brien from Ore-Ida so much. But we can soup this up and make one hell of a good meal with it. So what you want to do is set these aside. I like to let them thaw out just a little because usually they're stuck together in one big clump. You want to go over here and turn on your stove, right? And we're going to use that burner right there that for some reason did not come clear on. Let's do it again. We got problems here. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. There it goes. It's going to work. I like to use a cast iron pan when I cook like this because I'm crazy. Okay, so then I'm going to take, this is a little more than a pound, but it's close enough. I'm going to put a pound of beef in there. We're going to brown it lightly brown it. And to save you guys some hassle, save me some hassle, save you guys some time, we'll kind of jump through this a little bit. Oh boy, was that ever fast. Now see, we got this lightly browned beef. It's not really what I'd call finished. That's what I want. Next thing I'll do is use a colander. Now, in Scotland, they don't use colanders. They judge time by the moon and the stars. But we're going to use a colander. And here's how we're going to do it. Because I have one hand to work with, because my tripod broke. We're going to put that in there. Now, hold on a second. Don't get all bent out of shape. I got to put you down. I know you guys don't understand the fine art of culinary. And then what you do is turn on the hot water. Pick this up. Okay. And I smash this like this. You're going to lose a little beef, but not much. Now remember, we had more than a pound to begin with. And all we really need is a pound. So there it is. You can see a little bit of grease is still coming out. We want to remove all the grease we can, because we're going to replace that with something even better. butter. We're going to put it back in the cast iron skillet. Like that. Now see, it's even, I can see, I don't know if you can, but it's got a little pink to it still. Definitely not finished. I'm going to let my hot water run a little bit. Make sure all that grease goes down. I would use 2.5 to 3 tablespoons of butter, but we're going 3.5 today, and that's just going to make it even better. The cast iron skillet's still hot. That butter's going to start trying to melt right away. That's great. We ain't got time, remember? We're tired. We just got home from work. All right. We put that in there like that. See, that's beautiful how that is. All right. We're going to put her back on the stove. But first, we're going to turn that heat down just a little bit. Yeah, about like so. Well, a little more than that. Yeah. There we go. We're going to bring it up to temperature. Just a little bit. Won't take long. It is a cast iron skillet. A little slower than stainless or modern skillets of the day. But holds that heat. Gives you a nice balance of heat. It really works well for cooking ground meat. And I like it. I like a good old cast iron skillet. This one's, I don't know, it's coated with something. That was actually my mom's old skillet. My dad bought it for her for like, I don't know, some occasion. I don't know what it was. He bought it for her, and she kept her in good shape. You can see it's had a lot of use. It's a good one. Okay, so the next thing, you want to put your cigarette down when you're standing over the skillet. And it's hard for a man like me to put his cigarette down. But here we go. So, now what you want to do is get some of these out. And you want to have more of this than you have of beef. I can't tell you a certain amount. I don't even know. But, oh, that didn't open very well. I hate when that happens. But anyways, yeah. The main thing is you want more taters and stuff than you have beef. A lot of people would argue that. My brother, John, he'd be one, he'd argue that with you. But I personally like it better with more potatoes than beef. Now you're going to fry this up until these are fried. We'll fry this up until these are fried real well. And that won't take long. Once these are fried, we're going to season it a little bit with some real simple stuff. And pretty soon it'll be ready to eat. We want to keep kind of stirring it around. Make sure nothing burns. You know, stir. Oh, I like to flip it from the bottom. You do it right, your skillet's going to be pretty close to full. You got to be careful, but keep stirring it. All right. All right. Now here's where we're at now. It still looks like there's too much beef in it to my liking, but it ought to be good. It ought to be good. So I've let this fry for a while, and now you can see the taters are nice and soft, and they're starting to brown just a little bit in the corners. You know, I'm like kind of like brown, like French fries, but just in the corners, just a little bit. You want it mostly white, of course. And once it gets to that point, I turn it down a little bit more. See, and now's the time when we start really making it taste good. Now, first thing you want, of course, is salt. You want some salt. I don't know how much this is. I would say that's, what do you say that is? Probably a third of a teaspoon, maybe, something like that. And put that on there. Then the next thing you want is some good old-fashioned garlic powder. Yeah, And garlic powder, you can use garlic salt and then skip putting the salt in. But I like to control the amount of salt I have, you know, especially when I like to have a little bit more garlic powder, a little more garlic than salt. So that's just me. If you don't care, you don't care. That's about a half a teaspoon, maybe a little more than a half a teaspoon, and just kind of spread that around in there. Then I put a little bit of black pepper in. This is in a grinder. I like the grinders because, well, I think the black pepper tastes more fresh if you do that. I can't do this with one hand, so I'll just put that in. We're just going to put, well, what you'd call a peppering in, just a little bit. After you do that, you want to continue stirring it and cook it until you think it's ready. I like to have I like to have it pretty done myself, but definitely don't like to burn the beef. I don't want anything crunchy in it, so you don't want to go that far. Yeah, it's pretty close to being done though. I'm gonna fry it another 5 or 10 minutes, I think, and then you just keep mixing it while it fries, and that way, you know, all your ingredients are mixed in real well, and you keep it from burning to the pan. Because if you burn stuff to a cast iron pan, it's not always easy to clean. So now you'll have a little burn in there because you use the butter and stuff. And what you do is you just put the pan under water and let it soak for an hour or two. And then I usually give it a quick scrub and then throw it in the dishwasher and put the dishwasher on super duper and just let it take care of the rest. It usually does a pretty good job. Got to use Cascade though. If you use any other kind of soap, it just doesn't work as well. Anyway, that's pretty much it. We'll skip right ahead to the finished product. That looks good, but it looks awful hot. It's steaming away. Oh boy. Yeah. Let's take a little bit and blow this off and try it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Not quite as good. Not quite as good as Grandma used to make, but it's still really good. Well, I'm gonna enjoy my meal here. Hope you guys try this. It's pretty damn good. It's a really easy thing to make. It only takes a few minutes. And it beats the hell out of having to cook something in the microwave. Yuck. Well, there you have it. Hope you guys all have a good evening. And see you all again tomorrow. Bye-bye.